The Battlefront Network, giving you your daily dose of Battlefront content.
Hey, what is up guys, it's me Mr. 118 and welcome to a new Star Wars Battlefront video. In this video we're going to be talking about the possibilities of DICE implementing a single player campaign into their new Star Wars Battlefront game coming out this year. Like the previous two Star Wars Battlefront games, they didn't have much of a story or campaign, should I say, from what I played. Most of it was just kind of the battles thrown in with cutscenes, and to be honest with you, it wasn't that bad. I played them, to be honest, but from DICE's point of view, even though this is their take on a Star Wars Battlefront game, it's not a reboot, it's not Star Wars Battlefront 3, it's just Star Wars Battlefront created by DICE, and this is DICE's take on their vision of a Star Wars Battlefront game. So they could either make a single player campaign for this game, or they might not. It's a possibility either way. DICE being DICE, we all know, if you played their Battlefront, you played their Battlefield games, you all know that, especially with Battlefield 4, that the story just didn't really I suppose it made sense in a way, but it was just too short. The characters weren't like characters that you could connect with. It just wasn't very good, overall. Battlefield 3's story, I would say, was a bit better than Battlefield 4's story or campaign, whatever you want to call it. But DICE in general, they're not very good at, I would say, creating games with story, with meaning. Even though we all know what Star Wars Battlefront is going to be like, and what the whole Star Wars universe is basically about, I highly doubt that we will be seeing, sadly to say, a campaign in this game. From my point of view anyway, I'm not saying it's for definite, this is just my views, my opinions. But me personally, it's DICE creating this game, and I do think that they obviously do tend to focus more on the multiplayer aspect of their games. Obviously, as I said, Battlefield being mostly multiplayer all the time. If they don't end up implementing a single player into their version of Star Wars Battlefront, it's not. Hope isn't all lost for people that don't really like to play online, they just like to play against the AI. I mean, what they could kind of do, they could implement the instant action mode, what you're seeing a bit of gameplay of in the background. They could implement this kind of mode and, just make it so you can play with bots, for the people that play offline, or, that don't have a very good internet connection, or they just people that don't like to play with other people, they just like to play solo. They could implement an instant action feature, just like the original Star Wars Battlefront 1 and 2, which allows you to play with bots on all the maps and all the game modes basically, which is basically a good idea. I'm not one to play online a lot. I've got to admit, I'm not a big fan of Call of Duty online, or Battlefield online or whatever. I'm more of a kind of not solo player. I just like to play in small groups, I suppose. I'm not a big fan of the whole kind of scene of getting really social with people, or just having on certain games, just having people screaming down your ear and you don't know what they're going on about. So having an instant action feature would be a good idea for those people that just want to sit back, relax. Maybe they don't want to play with other people, maybe they just want to play by themselves. But getting back to the single player aspect of things, as I said, DICE, God knows what they would do if they did implement a single player feature. Personally, I can't see or what they would make a story out of, since it's just big battles and all that Star Wars Battlefront. They could try, but I highly doubt anything for a single player to come out of this, since we all know and love what Star Wars is about, and you know, especially if it's just going to be you know, the Galactic Civil War and not the Clone Wars, then you know, it's just not going to be worth making a story out of. But if they do, it'll be good, and you know, let's just hope if they do manage to make a story that it's worth playing, and it's not just something that we play and then set aside after a certain amount of time. You know, just like Battlefield 4, because that was just goddamn awful. We just don't ever mention that game ever again. But yeah, that's basically it, guys. I'll see you guys in my next video. You know, hit a subscribe, like, and everything like that. Also, got to say, big shout out to the Star Wars Battlefront network for putting this video up on their channel. I highly appreciate it. You know, go over there, give them a subscribe. This video will be on their channel too. And that's basically it, guys. I've been Mr. Hotshot118, and I'll see you guys in the next video. May the Force be with you all.